My lords, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 17th of October 2018. Roll the title sequence. Oh yes, let's get down to business. There's more fluctuations of stories, whether or not they are good or they are bad news for the community. We are going to cover them. They are listed here, as you can see. Let's get into it. Oh yes, and there is no messing about today, but if I can put a little joke here and there, I will do. But we've got serious stuff we need to talk about. Alliance Quest rewards. Where the heck were they yesterday? It seems that there was a delay, and currently at the moment there seems to be a little bit of a delay with the running of Alliance Wars matchmaking. Hopefully by the time of this video getting out to you, that it has been rectified and sorted. But the issue that we are really annoyed about is the Alliance Quest rewards. Yes, this was the hot topic of last night or early morning, depending on your time zone. The forum was washed with people complaining about the rewards not hitting accounts. And if you're like me, you really want to get the huge amount of glory, which then is provided to then get stuff out of the glory store, tier 2 alpha fragments, tier 1 alpha fragments, tier 4 basic. There's loads of stuff in there that we really want, as well as the potions. We need that for Alliance Wars saving, for Alliance Wars seasons. You know what I mean? It's good to get that stuff. So I think people were a little bit annoyed, but it did reach accounts. Even though it was a bit slow in getting there, it did reach our accounts. If you haven't received your rewards yet from your Alliance Quest run recently, then make sure to go to this forum post and also raise a ticket to complain, and hopefully then it gets resolved. Next up, and there's two parts to this story. The part one is all about Alliance Wars seasons, and these are the full announcements of the nodes that are going in. We already know about this. We know about the bleed immunity and we know about the amped up. But we don't know about the announcement that has been done today, and that is that Kabam are going to adjust the way they punish cheating alliances, those that have been piloting and also cheating. Instead of punishing them at their war rating, which is reflecting a lot of lower alliances facing off against them in battles, because obviously they've been reduced down. They've gone from the top right the way down to somewhat of the bottom, but they're still causing impact to other alliances and frustrating others. So now it looks like it's going to be on the multiplier being the punishment and also the season points, which in some ways is a really good move. I'm not sure if other alliances may feel differently about that, but I think that this will please a lot of people within the community, especially those that have experienced a top flight alliance finding themselves at the bottom and kind of screwing up other alliances' grinding careers. Next up, and sticking with the story of Alliance Wars seasons, this particular post caught my eye and I'm surprised I haven't seen a lot more of them. So if you watched my Alliance Wars video where we talked about season 5 and the changes, you know that I talked about the idea of constantly changing masteries so they are more beneficial against the negative effects that we get from changes on the 6 weekly. As you know, it's going to be bleed immunity and it's going to be amped up. But when it comes to the next 6 weeks, are we going to see something that's going to punish a different effect? So the way that we build our masteries around tackling the new type of Alliance War seasons is going to be really important. So the question is, would you set up your masteries around things like deep wounds if you knew it wasn't going to be as effective for things like Alliance Wars? Will it mean that you will have to change about your mastery build each time there's a change 6 weekly in Alliance War seasons? I don't know. I'll leave that thought for you in the comment section. But it's a very interesting one, and at the same time can be a little bit frustrating if you're going, right, well, I'd like to be doing suicides this month. I'd like to be doing a different type of mastery one other month. But I've invested about 2,000 units into one type of mastery. Oh, it's not going to be as effective. Then it puts you in a real quandary and at the same time a real negative as to what you do next. And will everybody kind of then opt for multiple changing masteries, or change up once in a while the masteries, or leave them the same? I'll leave that thought with you. The next bit of news is Dungeons is making a return, and it's made a little bit more easier. I myself didn't for the last few months grind out dungeons, just couldn't really be bothered, but that's my loss at the end of the day. But I think that they are good for a lot of lower players, and Kabam seem to feel the same way as well, giving it a more opportunity for lower players to really get their grasps and their hands on a lot more crystals, or at least get to better champions and better Star Edge crystals. So that's really positive. It's still 72 hours. We're still sticking with that. And it looks like this could be the final run of dungeons, with them returning at a later date. More than likely next year. So saddle up and get ready to grind, because they're back for a limited time only. Next up, and we have got the Symbiote Difficulty that has just dropped in game. And the feedback so far is very mixed. I think mixed because people are making a big mistake. And that big mistake is not utilizing your symbiote. So your symbiote was gifted to you for a reason. Kabam even said, use it for this particular difficulty, and players are not doing that. Kabam Mike has been reminding people of that fact. The reason they put it in is to use that champion, and also the enhancements or the boosts, whatever you want to call them. Also make sure to use boosts. Boosts are specific against different things, whether or not it's healing, whether or not it's power burning. These are specific for a reason, and that's an important thing. As soon as you get into each individual kind of quest path, have a look at the end boss, that when you're at that point that you're ready to use, that you're using him. Or if not, kind of channel in. You've got 15 minutes. You could even use that symbiote to then smash through all those champions, getting to the end one. Please remember as well, there's a 200% bonus attack for using that symbiote. By using your normal questing team, man, it's not going to be good. You can use like other champions to help you out, but at the same time, do remember, and like I said, and like Kabam Mike says, don't rely on that team. It's all about that symbiote. It's all about that one star. It's all about using those boosts. They're in the boost store. Buy the goddamn boost and use them. I've said it. I don't need to repeat myself. Next up, and we've got a bug. Surely not. Well, we do. And this is all about projectiles. When we're doing certain specials and certain champions, the projectiles are not being seen, which, as we know, is a little annoying. However, though, some people are actually kind of a bit indifferent. Some actually saying they quite like it, not seeing the projectiles. But it has been noted as a bug. Kabam Lyra has said he's going, or she is going to take it to the game team. And in the same post, cue a Kabam pork chop out of nowhere. Right, I now want you to screenshot me the funny Kabam names, the Kabam pork chop, Kabam spice. If you find them, screenshot them to me and send them to me over social media, and we'll do like a news story or kind of some funny thing about Kabam funny names that they come up with. For those wondering about what's going on with Marvel Insider, because there's no activity for this month's event, it's just going to be one of these things where Kabam haven't rolled it, probably because they were at New York Comic Con and they were giving out so many points with stuff, and the point grind, blah, 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 making excuses. But that's the thing. I think you'll probably have to wait till next month to see something of an activity for Marvel Insider. Our next story is a bit of good news, which is kind of rare because we have like more like bad news than good news nowadays. But this does seem quite good news. The new 15k featured 5-star is in. Maybe the bad news side of things is the fact that you've got to pay a further 5,000 5-star shards for it. But it's not too bad. There's a few champions in there that are a bit mediocre, but it's a solid lineup of champions. It's very rare to see Kabam actually put in a really decent pool of champions, especially for the 15k, because that's usually pretty darn terrible. I feel that I could get something good out of it. Me, the person with terrible luck. Well, I can't really say that. I picked up Domino recently, so yay me, but you know, boo when other people get bad luck, because like it's now turning for me, so I do worry for my next opening. Maybe we should open one of these. That'd be a thing. But what is not a thing is the fact that the 5-star feature that we get out of this month's Symbiote Difficulty is not the one you would hope, especially if you waited for the following month and then went, way, I've got all those lovely champions we just seen. No, that is not the case. So don't hold on to it. It's preloaded with a certain champion, so expect the unlucky from that. Well, I hope you get something good from it, really, but knowing my luck, I'll get something pretty bad. Either way, meh. And our next story sees us into the arena. So this Thursday, going live is Carnage, as well as the basic being Kova's Glaive. Two very different champions, one more popular than the other, but one that has recently had a nice bufferoonie. Carnage I see as a 5-star, going for anything around 20 to 30 mil. Yes, the improvements have been good, but has he solidified himself as a popular champion? 25 mil may be safe for this particular champion. The 4-star version going for anything around 6 million. maybe 7 million to be safe. It again is very hard to pinpoint based on popular changes whether or not this character will be on people's minds to grind out over the weekend. And finally, Corvus Glaive. I would say for this one, and based on my live stream last night, the discussion was out there, 3.6 mil to 4 mil were a popular kind of pinpoint for this champion, and it will probably be something I'd shoot for. I reckon surprise will be that the champion will end up going for around about 3.2, but 3.6 to 4 mil, 4 mil being the safe, would probably be the best bet if you were going for him. So that's been your MCOC news for the 17th of October 2018. It's hump day, it's nearly Friday, guys, we can get there. The Symbiote difficulty is gone in, happy grinding in game. I'll catch you in a live stream later on, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because that's important too. Bye.